Hey, everybody, it's Mama Deb, and we are here for our latest episode of Let's Get Real About Mental Health. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a vibrational therapy or vibrational healing, tone healing, laws of attraction, those kinds of things that are really taking advantage of people who are maybe impoverished or lack the education to know what is actual medical proof and what isn't medical proof. So if you talk about vibrational therapy, we're going to be talking about the fact that they believe that different sounds, which is science here, this part is science, different sounds operate on different frequencies. That's absolutely 100% cannot dispute that. It does happen. Here's where things go AWOL for me and a little bit woohooey is that they believe that those different levels of sounds are going to or unblock or help you express emotions that were blocked or unexpressed. And that is the cause for all disease. So, this former paramedic, this person who likes to research her stuff and know exactly where we're coming from, I got a question for y'all who believe in that stuff. Do you really believe that your smoking habits, you're eating high fat foods, you're doing drugs or whatever the case may be, being uncardiacally healthy has nothing to do with the fact that you had a heart attack or suffer from cardiovascular disease, which by the way is the number one killer in America? And you really think that it's because your parents pissed you off at 12 or 13 and you just didn't express your emotions about that? I'm so completely in the dark. I don't even know where to begin to attack this subject. So tonight we have our special guest, Lord Falconis, who is actually kind of an expert on debunking these kind of things. Welcome, LF.
Well, thank you so much, Mama Deb. I wouldn't really consider myself an expert per se. I'm just very, very knowledgeable about the pseudoscience, New Age law of attraction bullshit.
Yes, you are. So not an expert, but you're very well informed. Would that be better?
Yes, that's better.
So tonight, I think what we have slated for us, you guys, is we're going to talk a little bit with LF here and how he got started in his pursuit of uncovering, I guess, or exposing these types of people. And then we're going to view a couple of videos of people who preach law of attraction. They preach vibrational therapy and all of that stuff. I can't even be serious. I'm sorry. It's woo woo. It's total woo woo. Medical science makes more sense to me, but okay.
Pseudoscientific bullshit.
Yes. So, LF, tell us how you got started.
All right. Well, it's very simple. I used to believe this shit.
Me too.
So, I'm a lot of you, as some of you might know, I'm a former New Ager. Never really was a big Christian or anything like that. I used to believe in spirit guides. I used to believe in crystals. I used to be a big tarot reader. Yes, I would read the tarot for people. And at some point, I started running into this thing called the law of attraction. I was taught. It was the writings of a guy named Steve Pavlina, and Steve is a piece of shit. Now I know that now, but Steve was. I was always told throughout my life that I was a very negative person, and I had very negative thoughts, and that nothing good would ever happen to me if I didn't think positively. So I was always trying to look for things to help me become more positive, and so I wandered onto Steve Pavlina and the law of attraction. And this was during grad school. And I don't know if any of you have been in grad school, but grad school is hell.
It is hell. It is absolutely hell.
It was essentially 2 of the worst years of my life. And all throughout it, I was trying to think positively. I was trying to think all that. I was trying to repurpose my thoughts as my life was literally falling apart around me, and things were getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like, I felt like I was struggling with it. And it's like, why are other people successful and I'm not? Well, turns out I have ADHD and depression, but I didn't know that at the time. I just thought I wasn't being positive enough, that I wasn't working hard enough, that I wasn't doing any of this shit. Never mind the fact that I was severely disadvantaged in terms of my mental abilities because ADHD and all of that, but that's a digression. At some point, I just started getting so frustrated with it that I started lashing out and slowly realizing that I got scammed almost. Because it seems like I'm being manipulated into thinking positively when really that does nothing. In fact, it seems like the opposite happens. The more positive I think things are, the worse my life got. And all I could come across for reasons as to why the law of attraction wasn't working for me was just excuses. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. That I'm not grateful enough, that I'm not thankful enough, that I'm not visualizing enough, that I'm not being generous enough, all of this stuff. And it's like they don't have any explanation whatsoever. And so I started going down that road. I didn't take it seriously until for another few years, but around 2015 or so, my life started getting really bad. And then in 2016, I had a little bit of spare time. So I started like thinking, you know what? I should write a book about how the law of attraction is super duper bad. And so I start doing some research and I start doing some research. Give me a second here because I have to look up a certain website. I believe you know the one that I'm going to be looking up.
Yeah.
And I start looking for what law of attraction people say about child abuse. Now, I already know a couple of what a couple of LOA shills have said. Joe Vitale, for example, one other law of attraction shill, was on Larry King Live in 2007, and they were talking about the Jessica Lunsford case. Now, okay. Jessica Lunsford, do you know Jessica Lunsford?
Vaguely familiar, yes.
Yeah. So let me make sure that I'm talking about the right person. Yeah. So Jessica Lunsford was a child who a pedophile kidnapped and then brutally murdered or buried alive. And they did catch the guy, but they were talking about him on Larry King Live. And Larry asked Joe Vitale if the kid attracted all of that. And his response was something to the lines of, well, we're attracting everything that happens to us. There's no exception.
Excuse me, I might have to go throw up in my mouth a little bit here because that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, it's going to get worse. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sure it is going to get worse.
So with that in mind, I already lost my shit at that. In 2016, I start looking for what other law of attraction shillheads have said about the law of attraction. I found one other article that basically said, well, they don't attract things, but they do it. They don't deserve these things, but they can still attract them and all that. It just was like wishy-washy bullshit. And then I start looking a little further and I find an article written by somebody else. And that person said this. They said, a child who seems so feeble and innocent is in fact an eternal and very powerful being, endowed fully with the free will to choose the thoughts that they are thinking, as well as what they pay attention to. Bear in mind, this is an article about the law of attraction and child abuse. They may seem to possess so much less capability than an adult because of their comparatively weak physical structure, but they are simply in a different phase of the process of physical life. They are not new to this particular physical life experience, but they are not new to life itself, and they are not composed of new energy. And later down the line, that article said, non-physical beings have the free will to determine the future circumstances they will experience in the physical, and so some beings intentionally choose to experience things like destitution, imprisonment, poverty, depression, war, paralysis, suffering, rape, and physical abuse so that they may use these things to define and intensify their knowledge of happiness, freedom, abundance, peace, and kindness. And I about fucking lost it at that. That is the most insane. At that point was the most insane thing that I had ever heard anyone say about the law of attraction. What person could say something so insanely depraved and insane that they would be able to say something that insane? And I looked at the name on the website that I had saw, and it was the crunchiest name I had ever seen. And I just remember thinking to myself, only a person with a name as crunchy as Teal Swan could come up with something so batshit crazy.
Mm-mm-mm.
That was my introduction to teal swan.
So, okay, I got to take this apart a little bit and then we can continue. But I think we were talking backstage a little bit about some of the things that she had said about the baby or the
Mm-hmm.
fetus being able to have free will and be able to make these decisions and experience things. They choose what they're going to experience. Okay, my comment to you still stands. Wouldn't you think that one of the first things that a baby would say if they had the ability to do or communicate would be, take me to the bathroom so I don't have to shit my pants anymore? That would be one of the
And you
first
would
things
be
I
very
would,
much right.
right? And for anyone to think that any person, male, female, otherwise, I don't care, would voluntarily choose to be impoverished, paralyzed, raped, beaten, they would volunteer to get cancer just so they can have a better understanding of happiness. That's horseshit. That's total and complete horseshit. No human being is going to choose to have those things happen to them if they truly had a choice. Truly had a choice. And that,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's where LF and I met on this, is because I told him about my history of used to be a massage therapist and I practiced Reiki and I did the healing stones also. But then I noticed, like, my massage was actually healing the body, but the other stuff was just horse shit. And I've never been able to charge people for my Reiki ability because I feel like it is horrible. I feel like charging anybody anything for something that does not do them any proven good is just against my moral code. And that's where I have my issue with Tail Swan, beginning
And
with all the
others like her.
bullshit. And others like her, yes, the bullshit that she's spewing or they're spewing, but then they have the audacity to charge people for it. What the fuck? If you're such a good person, you're doing so much good, then give it away for free. If it really works, give it away for free. You don't need to make millions off of people, just give it away. But that's
Yeah.
not something that's in their vocabulary.
Well, I can tell you right now that one of the big things that Tealers use in that defense of that is that she has so much free content on YouTube. She has thousands of, like, hundreds of thousands of videos online that are all free. And I use the term free in quotations because it's not really free.
No.
People pay her in both their time and through the content and advertising of YouTube. Either they watch ads that a portion of which will go to Teal, or they're subscribed to YouTube Premium, in which case YouTube pays them directly out of the $15 that you pay them. So yeah. And you're also paying for it with your time as well.
Yeah, it's definitely not free, because what it does is it's in my understanding of it. I've watched like a few hours of this stuff now. It's just a bait. It's just baiting you, because it's like, oh, I can cure cancer without having to take chemo and undergoing hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical bills.
Yep.
Oh, well, let me go watch this Till Swan. She's not going to cure your cancer, y'all. Okay. The big
Although she doesn't focus too much on the physical ailment. She's more of a mental health person. You want that kind of bullshit, go to Louise Hay. Okay. Louise Hay is the one that does the whole you can cure cancer with your positive thinking thing. And sure wasn't able to cure herself because she's dead.
So let's start with that whole thought process, Louise Hay's thought process. And I'm sure there's many other scam artists who are picking up her thought process once she passed away. But honestly, I've looked into this whole thought process and what happens if you're going to listen to vibrational therapy or whatever. You're going to relax. Your body's going to relax. In that relaxed state, it does allow your body to do its job with all the medicine that modern medicine can give you to heal. It's going to be like, just keep you in the relaxed state. And then your body works the best when it's relaxed and healing. It's not going to freaking cure your cancer or unbreak your leg. That is not going to happen ever.
Exactly.
But
it's now a lot of them are smart enough to not make medical claims like that. Although I will catch a couple of people say that. For example, there's a person on Facebook that does sound bath therapies out in Malibu called Shakti Sound Baths. and she claims that her sound baths can lower someone's blood pressure.
Momentarily, it might if they relax.
Yeah,
but it's not going to cure
and
high
honestly,
blood pressure.
I've watched some of the stuff that she's done. I find it incredibly difficult to relax too. It's loud banging
no,
and noises and shit.
That's just going to scare you, and you're going to be like, ah, up goes the blood pressure. You know, and back to teal. I have a huge problem with anybody who obviously by the title of my podcast is that I have a huge problem with anybody that feeds on or preys on anybody with a mental health disorder. It's hard enough to hold your shit together when you have a therapist, you have the right medications. I just saw that too. I'm like, well, welcome to the stream, Jenna. You have all that stuff, and you're arming yourself the best you can, but then some uneducated, unknown person who does not have any degree in mental health disorders or hasn't experienced a mental health disorder comes in and says, I can help you. How dare you prey on people who are so desperate to get their lives back in order that they will try anything. And we all know, those of us who have mental health disorders, we all know you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work with the therapist and give your meds a shot and everything like that. But I do remember being so desperate to be happy, so desperate to not want to kill myself every single minute that I would have done anything for it. And I have, there's a special place in hell for people who prey on other human beings that are vulnerable. And yeah. I personally think she's one of those people.
Well, there's another alternative way to look at teal. Teal isn't really a cause. She's a symptom. And she's a symptom of a society that doesn't give a shit about mental health, to the point where access to mental health is damn near impossible for a lot of Americans in particular, because they're few and far between, and already we've got healthcare problems, so that's already a problem. And because of the wide hole that's been left behind with all these people unable to get proper evidence-based care, people like Teal Swan will come in and fill that gap and pretend to be and try to or claim to be just as good as those if not better than modern normal mainstream therapy. And you're muted.
I'm sorry, I fixed it. It doesn't seem like it's such a high percentage, but 1 in 4 adults in America has a mental health disorder. 1 in 4. 1 in 4. So that actually can tell you that, and I think it's relative. It works out to like 26% or something like that of 18 and older. But it is an absolute epidemic in our country, in our culture, all of it, because we are having people like me. I'm 52. And I was raised to pull myself up by my bootstraps and just get over it and be happy. Well, it doesn't work that way. And it effed me up for a lot of years. I don't think anybody ever intentionally wanted me to get, messed up, but they didn't give me the support that I needed either. And I had to find it on my own as an adult. And I remember being so desperate that I would have tried. And I did try. I became a Reiki practitioner. I tried the freaking stones, whatever. I tried everything for my mental health until I finally just broke down and said, you know what? Fuck, go to the doctor, get a therapist. Let's just put the work in. And that, that's what you have to do. And there's no support for people who are struggling like I struggled even today. I mean, I'm here and I'll give support to anybody who needs it. But that's part of the reason why I decided to do this show, is because I want people who have mental health disorders to know that there's somebody out there on the airwaves saying, I got a mental health disorder and I'm managing it with this, and this, so that they don't become victim to people like that. They don't. So you have a couple videos you want to look at?
So I've got some options for y'all. I don't know if any of you saw my stream on Saturday, the special stream I did for Purple, but it'll probably be 2 of the same videos that you saw. But I think I do see a lot of people on YouTube that weren't there for this. So I think this is going to be somewhat new for y'all. One of them is going to be basically an explanation about the law of attraction by a guy named Bob Proctor. He's another big law of attraction shill. And then we're going to see well, I mean, I guess I can't really assume that they're all like this, but what a lot of life coaches and energy coaches are like when the law of attraction isn't working for one of their clients.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And if you're really up to it, Deb, I might be able to play something from Teal Swan.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
All right, let us start with the explanation of the. I'll start with the explanation of I'll start with Bob Proctor's thing. So give me 1 second, or let's see here. Where did they stick that? This is literally going to be a repeat of what we were talking about, of what I was doing on Saturday, except with another person. So let me find that. Where did that thing go? Just give me 1 second. I gotta locate it because I seem to have lost track of this infernal thing.
You know, Sabrina, that's something that actually somebody said on Friday. I used the same Saturday morning. Actually, I used the same analogy. Pull you up by your bootstraps, and somebody commented, "Yes, but where are my bootstraps?" Yeah, there. I didn't have the equipment that I needed to fix myself. I needed outside help. Okay, you found it?
Yeah, it's ready to go.
Let's do it.
And let me know if you want me to pause it or anything like that.
Okay.
Come on, Bob Proctor. Am I going to take you back a little in time? There's no PowerPoints. There's no great technology. I'm going to use a flip chart because I want this to be in real time, and I want to explain something to you that not many people really understand. I want to talk about the law of attraction.
So already, I'm going to stop this right here. Look at the way he's setting everything up. He's got these books in the background. He's got this like inspirational music. Mm-hmm. He's already trying to manipulate you into thinking that he's intelligent, and this is going to be like an empowering, like magical thing that you're going to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, again, Bob Proctor is not a therapist. He's not a psychologist. He may have a degree in metaphysical sciences, which is just pseudoscientific bullshit. You say you all, how do you spell it? Y'all or y'all or y'all? It depends on how fast I'm going, honestly. I'll use y'all and I'll use y'all. Or just y'all. Or if I'm gonna say like all y'all.
That's one of my favorites personally, is all y'all.
And then it's like, yeah. But let's keep going.
Do you know that the law of attraction is always working? It's like the law of gravity. If I let this go, it's going to go down. It's never going to go back up. It's going to go down. That is the law of gravity. Anything heavy.
So that's the other thing that they're going to try to do. They're going to try to compare it to actual laws of science.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was just going to say. Oh, nothing like grouping it in with something that everyone knows. Law of gravity, everybody knows it. We learned it in grade school. And you're going to say it's just like that. So...
yeah. Oh my God. They also really like to use quantum physics to explain things like that. And they like to say, I think a couple of them, like Joe Vitale in particular, claimed that he got quantum physics right away because of the law of attraction and how it aligns and everything like that. I recently got a book from the library about quantum physics for dummies. I cracked open the first page of it, and there was enough math in there to choke a horse. There was no way in hell I was understanding any of that shit.
I've never met anybody that gets quantum physics on the first go round. It's a very complex subject, and it's like there's no fucking way.
And I think Joseph Feynman said it best. Apparently, if you think you know quantum physics, you don't.
Good point there. Good point.
Yeah. So already, I don't think Proctor is going to go into quantum physics or anything, but he's definitely going to go into how your thoughts manipulate your beliefs, and then your paradigm also manipulates your belief. He doesn't really get into what a paradigm is in this video because that's part of his own shtick, but what he's essentially going to argue is that whatever you think about is what you attract.
Lovely. Lovely.
Your Earth is attracted towards the center of the world. Well, the law of attraction is always working. Now, how does it work? Well, I use a diagram to explain the.
Okay, so he says that what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, is what you're going to attract.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody with a mental health disorder like I do, I have a few of them. I struggle to even be positive about my life some days. And like today, I was having a really down time, and I was like, why am I even fucking doing this show? Why am I even putting my face out there? Nobody cares. It's just, it's for naught. I was so negative. According to this dude, I would be attracting that negativeness to myself, right? Well, thank God my producer Beck had my back, and my BFF Beck had my back, because he's like, take a deep breath. That's it. To breathe. I'm like, okay, I feel better now. Let me take some anxiety medicine. I know what I'm doing. I'm helping somebody somewhere. So that drives me nuts that he would say that. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But you have to remember, they don't give a shit. They're just in it for the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yes, that is pretty much it. Like, if you are depressed, then you're SOL according to the law of attraction.
Wow.
Or worse, they like to think depression doesn't exist, that it's just an illusion, and you could totally just snap out of it.
Oh my God. I wish I'd known that years ago. I would have saved myself 20 years, 30 years of suffering.
Hashtag, wow, thanks, I'm cured.
Thank you.
Mind. Now let this circle represent your mind. And let this little circle here represent your body. Now I want you to think of this for a moment. Your body is a molecular structure. This is a massive energy and a very high speed of vibration. If you looked at your body through a microscope, you'd see that energy dancing right before your eyes. And here's something that'll keep you thinking for the next 20 years. When you move out of it, the body does not stop moving. If you go to a funeral parlor and pick up the remains and look at it, you will see it moving. And if it wasn't moving, how would...
Yeah, I know what y'all are thinking. Citation needed on everything that he says.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yes. I want to know, where did you get that shit?
Because cells generally stop moving when they have a dead body.
Yeah, I mean, you deprive them of oxygen, they're going to die. That's just simply it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, he's a special kind of dude.
Yep. This is my insanity. I feel like I've borrowed a lot of the way I do things on Twitch and YouTube from Telltale. So I like to think I'm Telltale, but I deal with this shit instead of Christian extremists. Yeah, I will readily admit that I've ripped off a lot from Telltale.
Well, Telltale, there's your credit. He's admitting it, and he gives you credit where credit is due.
Would it ever change to dust? You move into your body and you will move out. And it's how you use your mind that's going to dictate the vibration you're in. Now stay with me. You have an imaginary line right across here, and that separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind has been programmed. When you were a little baby, this is the way it was. You're just like this. Subconscious mind wide open, and everything that was going on around it went right in there. And all the energy that went in there when you were just a little baby formed something called a paradigm.
So this is unsupported at all in any form of actual psychology or whatsoever. This is all stuff that Proctor is pulling out of his proctology.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay.
So all of this stuff about the subconscious, he's going to say that we are indoctrinated and programmed and all of that stuff, and that because of that, we experience negative events.
Okay.
Now, a paradigm is information. It's a multitude of habits. You are the product of your environment, but prior to that, you were the product of a genetic strain that goes back for generations. Now, I'm going to say that the paradigm is X-type energy. Now, you've got the ability here on a conscious level to think, and you can think anything you want to think. And as you think, you build ideas. There's a power that's flowing into your consciousness. It never stops. It flows to and through you. You can actually photograph this power leaving you.
No, you fucking can't.
What? So I'm thinking, therefore, stuff's coming into my head. I would think it would have had to already been in my brain in order for me to think about it.
So what he's getting into is another thing in the law of attraction, that your brain is like a broadcasting station. The thoughts you think, like go out into the universe and they resonate with the universe, and then the law of attraction brings them back to you. So that's what he's getting at here. So he thinks our brains are all literal transmitters, and we transmit energy.
Yes, one. I bet you there is. I bet you there is. Oh my God. Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
I don't, like he says, like you're a product of your environment. Now there is something to be said of being a product for your raising or your environment versus genetic. There's a whole argument about that with raising children, but that's not what he's talking about.
He's trying to make it sound like you always think negative and that's why bad things happen to you.
Yes, exactly.
And he's trying to make it all science-y because that's what The Secret tried to do. And he was big in The Secret.
Oh, see, OA, I'm with you. I want to see that. You said you can prove it with a photo. Let's see the photo, man. Where's your proof?
He won't show them. Don't worry.
Of course not, because they don't exist.
Nope.
It flows to and through you. Now, as it flows in, you will start thinking, and you'll probably think X-type thoughts. Therefore, you're going to be in an X-type vibration, and that will produce X-type results. Now, it's the results you want to change.
So right out of the gate, he's already saying, if you think certain thoughts and you have a certain type of paradigm, then you're always going to see X amount of results.
But what is the definition of the X thoughts? I mean, where does he get that label for? How do you prove it? How do you change it? I mean,
he's going to try to do that, but he won't, because this is his preview video, his first hits free video. This is I'm not going to really get into it until you pay me a ton of money video.
It's that bait. Makes you interested going, I want to see what he has to say. And then when you give him $49.95,
And the worst thing is, he's not the only one.
Oh, I'm sure not.
There's so many.
Oh, it's so
and we'll cover a couple of them.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And to change the results, you're going to have to change what you attract. You see, the thoughts that you think control the vibration that you're in. Vibration is nothing but an idea. It's a law of the universe. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. And it's the thoughts that you're thinking that you impress upon yourself.
And so he's essentially twisting the laws of science to try to spin it into his own narrative.
Yes.
I don't know if everything vibrates or not, but even if it does, it doesn't work the way that he's about to shill it.
No, I believe that a lot of things, if not all things, do have some form of energy which causes a basic vibration, but it does not turn into the shit that he's talking about at all.
Yeah, well, energy isn't a physical thing. There's like it's not like something that you can beam away from your hand like this. Energy is a unit of measurement. It's like horsepower. Mm-hmm. So it's not a physical thing. It's just a measurement. But that's another big thing with these people.
It's certainly not going to affect. If your thinking is not going to affect your vibrational change, I guess is what he's trying to get at. But I want proof. I want citations. Somebody please show me where's the data to support that? That's what I want to know. Where's the data?
Yep. I don't think Dr. Bob Proctology is going to give us that. So
subconscious mind that control the vibration the body's in, and that dictates how you act, but it also dictates what you attract. You attract energy that's in harmony with you. You attract people that are in harmony with you. You see, everything operates on frequencies. There's an infinite number of frequencies, but you and I operate on a frequency just like a radio station does.
Absolutely fucking not.
That is
we do not operate on these frequencies. So and a lot of law of attraction shitheads will say that the higher your frequency is, the more powerful you'll be, or the more powerful your thoughts will be. That's hogwash according to the laws of physics. And I have a very good way of explaining this. So I can show that the higher the frequency of something is, the weaker it is. And I got a very easy way to show this. Do you listen to FM radio, Deb?
Well, yeah.
Or have you ever listened to an FM radio?
Of course.
Like, what's an FM radio station you can think of where you live?
98.2.
98.2. So that's operating at the speed of 98.2 megahertz. The one I think of is here in LA called K-Earth 101. It's at 101.1 megahertz.
Okay.
So that's broadcasting at a frequency of 101 megahertz. K-Earth 101 is capable of broadcasting all over LA County. And I don't know if you've seen a map of
big. Yeah.
Yeah, LA County is massive.
Yeah.
I've even picked up FM radio signals from San Diego at night. And we're like about 150 miles away from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at about 100 megahertz. Wi-Fi operates at 802.11 megahertz. How's your Wi-Fi, Deb?
My Wi-Fi sucks, as Stool likes to tell me all the time.
Exactly. So there we go. That completely contradicts the law of attraction's frequency bullshit.
Yeah.
FM radio, all over LA County. Wi-Fi, you're lucky if it gets past the fucking bedroom wall.
Yep. At least here in Oregon, anyway. See, there it is. Yes, Stool would say, "Get Debs the internet."
Careful, or you'll summon him.
Oh God.
Although honestly, at this rate, we might even make Stool's head explode.
Yeah, you know what though? Stool has never actually checked into one of my shows, so that would be an interesting thing to have happen.
Well, then I hope he comes in and he gets exposed to the insanity.
Yeah.
Shall we keep going?
Yeah.
And the only music you can attract is the music that is tuned in to the vibration you're in. Now, it's the paradigm that has been controlling the vibration.
You're right.
No, I'm so disgusted by this guy. So I have a paradigm which is based on what I've been thinking and feeling. I'm fucking depressed, dude. I have a mental health disorder. Oh, even better. Let's do this.
I just so you know, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that Sadie is trying to summon Stool.
I see that. Let's go to my PTSD. I have complex PTSD from my years as a paramedic and also through a violent marriage. So in that moment, in that time, when I have flashbacks, what this moron is saying is that all I'm attracting is violence to myself. When in actuality, I am not aware of anything going on. I have woken up so many times with my husband holding me down, holding me, going, "It's okay, baby. Wake up, baby. You're okay. You're in the safe place now. Just wake up. That is such a bunch of horse shit. That makes me sick.
It is.
I hate this guy. I hate him.
Yeah. Well, how do you think I've dealt with people like him? I don't have anything by Joe Vitale, but he's really a massive piece of shit too.
Yeah.
I even caught him contradicting himself royally at one point.
That's funny.
But I need to find that video again. I think I lost it.
All right.
I'll show you privately his album that he tried to do, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
But I'll have to do that one privately because I don't know if he content matched that.
You can change your thinking, but that doesn't do anything. You got to change the paradigm. And if you don't change the paradigm, nothing happens. Now, talking about paradigm.
So again, now you can't change your Barrett. Now listen to what he's saying because he's going to contradict himself later.
Right here.
He's saying that you can change your thinking, but you still have to change your paradigm. So all your behaviors and everything like that. Okay. Because if you change your thoughts and you don't change your actions and your behaviors or your paradigm, it won't do anything for you.
How lovely.
But keep that in mind because he's going to contradict himself later.
Is another subject. We'll do that at another time. But it's the thoughts.
I know, how convenient, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I love how the music is getting all sad and everything too.
Because you got to make your people feel like they need you. And that's sad when you're talking about, oh, this might be your life. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's my life. I feel so down about it. But here, I'll give you my $50-$60 and you can teach me how not to be. I mean, my God.
Yeah. He and every other fucking life coach on the planet.
Did you think?
I just read Ox's comment. Sorry.
Yeah. If you change a paradigm, is it still a paradigms or is it 4 nickels now? I don't know. Let's ask Dr. Bob Proctology.
That's fucking great.
That control the vibration you're in, and that dictates what you attract. So if you keep attracting what you don't want, understand this. It's the paradigm that's causing the problem. You can think a Y-type thought, which is totally different than the X-type conditioning. It isn't going to go anywhere.
Well, then I guess we should just give up, huh, proctology?
Yeah, just give up completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking be done with it because,
Yeah.
oh my God, I hate
There's no way to even if we have a different thought from our paradigm and it doesn't work, then we're screwed anyway. Then we're just
so
conditioned
what
to
the
do this
fuck's the
shit
point?
forever.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hate him.
Come on, start playing.
Ox just told me not to read the side chat because they're trying to distract me. It's a troll thing.
Or me. I'm not sure which.
Because when you go to get emotionally involved, and this is the emotional mind, when you go to get emotionally involved with that white-type thought, the paradigm will kick it out. You know why? It's so uncomfortable. That's stepping out of the box. That's doing things different. And we don't like to do things different because it causes a lot of discomfort. But
I mean, that's absolutely not entirely true.
Lord.
Sometimes I do need to think things differently if I need to see a different perspective.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, sometimes it is hard to think differently, but other times it's not. Like you can't just assume that.
So I have to make this comment because I was thinking it, but Beck put it in the chat for me. If you take a look at this guy's nose, you can tell that he is a raging alcoholic because he's got the bulbous nose and it's purple.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you're right.
He's an absolute
He is a drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it's a pity he hasn't manifested himself to be free of that. I have no. I'm sorry. When it comes to shitheads like this guy, I have no fucking chill. You try to con people with toxic positivity bullshit. I ain't holding back on your sorry drunken proctology ass.
Oh, that is fucking awesome. Hats off to that one, sir. That was brilliant.
How long have I had my red wings? They're part of my logo actually. On YouTube. So if you subscribe to me on YouTube, you can see my logo there. And if you see me on Twitch, well, you see some of my videos on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've had it for about a year, though. I think a year and a year or so. I think since I started getting active. Maybe 2021. I think is when I made the logo myself.
All right, dude. Do you want to finish up with this guy, or you want to show me another one?
Let's finish up.
Understand this. The paradigm and the thinking control the vibration you're in. And the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract. People that are in a poverty consciousness will continue to attract lack and limitation.
There's the line. There's the line. Poverty fucking mindset.
Excuse me, I'd like to introduce you to some famous rappers that would beg to differ with you.
Yeah. So what he means by poverty mindset is the mindset that doesn't attract wealth because, well, for a number of reasons. My favorite one is this: the universe doesn't understand what negative is. So if you think to yourself, I don't want to attract debt, the universe thinks you're saying, I want to attract debt.
That's asinine. They're just.
It is.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
But it's also includes classic things like I'll never be rich, I'll never make enough money, things like that. Just like classic stuff as well.
You know, all I got to say to that is horse shit. Horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought my entire life I will not be that poor ever fucking again. And I've never been that poor again. Ever.
Yeah.
Because I worked hard. I did what I needed to do to take care of me and my babies. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with my current husband. He helped me out a lot, but I was digging my way out of that horse shit before he came along. And people like him that try to downplay some of the things that people have had to do or have been successful in doing to get out of poverty, we get out of debt, whatever it is, fuck him. Because, you know, I think thinking I don't want to be this way is exactly what you need to think in order to make those life changes.
Exactly. And they'll try to trick you into following that certain path, all while taking as much money as they can from you for all of their classes, all of their products, or God forbid your goddamn one-on-one coaching with this motherfucker.
Oh, for God's
I don't
sake.
remember if he's alive or not still, but he definitely did that kind of bullshit.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
It is all bullshit.
I have a huge problem with it.
It has nothing to do with this, what's going on here. This is your educated mind, and you could gather all kinds of information. Have you ever wondered why some people have such an educated mind? They have degrees coming right off the end of their business card, but it doesn't show up in their results. Why? paradigm.
Oh my
The-
God. Just
Yeah,
stop.
so like
Just
there's just
stop.
like low-key anti-intelligentsia right
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, because the first thing I thought of when he said that was like, oh, I'm gonna introduce you to my daughter because that girl is educated as fuck. I mean, she has 2 master's degrees, LF, one in education and one in administration because she wants to make a bigger overall change.
Oh shit,
But-
I only have one.
Yeah, according to him, because she has mental health disorders and she's currently undergoing some medication changes, it's not going to manifest. Oh, please. I
Yeah.
want to stick you in a room with her and let her tear you apart because she would. She would.
He's essentially saying that just because you're educated doesn't mean you won't. He's essentially saying that education means nothing if you're not all 100% blowing positivity out of your ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Law of attraction. You've got to change this. You've got to change the vibration you're in, and your whole world changes. Listen, in 1961, a man gave me this book. And he
And nobody knows what the book is.
said, do exactly what I tell you. He was giving me Y-type
Bible.
ideas. It caused an enormous amount of discomfort, but I did exactly what he said. And you know,
Wait, whoa. So we do have to think Y-type ideas now to change our paradigm? You said
Yes,
that
'cause
doesn't
you
work,
said it
Bob.
doesn't work.
There you go. Motherfucker literally contradicted himself.
He did right there. Oh my God.
And you're going to find that an awful lot if you go down this rabbit hole. A lot of law of attraction shitheads, Proctor, Melody Fletcher, who will present, and of course the evil bird lady herself, they all contradict themselves an awful lot.
Oh yeah, because I really honestly believe there's no way to not contradict yourself when you have these types of thoughts and processes because
they know their audience won't be looking for it.
Yes,
they're not
exactly.
they're not aiming at skeptics. A
and they can
skeptic could
only
easily
go
pick them
so
apart.
far. Exactly.
But someone that already is like set up for to believe what they're spewing, they will fall for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And already, I mean, I know a couple of people have said it here. We have in this country, we've got the whole mentality of buck up, deal with it, and pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. All stuff that the law of attraction panders to.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we're already, so in a way, he could be technically right in that we're already indoctrinated in a way to believe the law of attraction.
But this is the good thing that's going on in our country right now with the generations that my children belong to. Okay. They're not taking this shit anymore. They're standing up and going, this shit, this, and the good old boys club and the toxic masculinity and the determining what gender somebody is based on what you think they look like. This generation is saying no fucking more. And I absolutely love that. And that's how we're going to get changes in this country is by the young people standing up to their, for what they believe.
And I'm hoping that once that happens, when that all goes, when we start getting more access to therapy, that shitheads like Bob Proctor disappear.
Oh, that, you know what? And I think that it's going to happen because they won't be able to prey on the people who have suffered mental health disorders like I have my whole life since I was like 15, because the younger generation is recognizing it earlier on because we've now have these more tools for them, and they're going to rise up and they're going to teach the people before that come after them. Don't listen to this shit. If you get a therapist, do your work, get your medication, do whatever you have to do to make yourself better as far as like working through your traumas and stuff. Every positive thinking is great. I'm going to think positively about the fact that, I'm happy today. I'm really positive. I started taking microdosing today and it's making me feel really fucking good. So I'm positive I'm going to do that shit again. But
and I'm going to think positively that this guy's a piece of shit.
Yes, I positively 100% agree with you.
you know something? My income went from $4,000 to $175,000 in a year, and then I took it over $1 million.
Because you prey on
It took me nine and
you prey on people.
a half years to figure out what happened. This is what I'm showing you. Watch this over and over and over again. There's a number of lessons.
No thanks.
And another lesson, I'm going to show you how to change the paradigm. When you change the paradigm, the change in results is automatic. You know why? You start to attract something new, something different.
So there you go. All we have to do is change our behaviors and just everything will magically transform again. We will raise our frequency. We will literally get money blowing out of our asses. All of the stuff will be happening. All we have to do is change our paradigm. And how vague that paradigm is.
And this is the thing that bothers me here, because any change in positivity, if you want to make a positive change in your life, you must start thinking differently. Like, I began the positive change of I am no longer a victim. And I would tell myself that every day. You're no longer a victim. You do not have to take the shit that person's kicking out to you. You're a strong woman. So those are my positive thoughts. But Ding Dong here says my positive thinking doesn't change my paradigm. So what the fuck good would it do, according to him?
Exactly. And I don't think he cares. And he doesn't have to worry about contradicting himself because he's pandering to an audience that isn't going to catch it.
No, I agree with you 100%. They're not going to catch it.
And what we want to do is program in positive information and eliminate the negative.
And there's the toxic positivity part. So he's already saying you need to flush something that I see all the time with these people, that you can't think a single negative thought. You have to flush out all negative thinking and replace it with positive thinking.
Yeah, and that's like what Sadie just pointed out in the chat. Is like wearing rose-colored glasses. Do you think that because you don't see it, it doesn't exist? No, that is honestly asking to be made a victim again. Because if you pretend that the world is this great, wonderful, euphoric place and it's awesome, no, the world is scary, man. The world is scary, and you have to be kind of on guard and protect yourself and conduct yourself in a way that you take yourself as being the valuable person that you are. This guy's asking you to just fucking everything's happy, everything's great. I call it the Marge Simpson way of thinking, because she seems to think that everything is okay and life is okay, even though Springfield is going to be gonna die underneath the detonation of a nuclear bomb. She thinks everything's okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Sorry, got on a tangent there.
I'm going to show you how to do that.
Yeah, when
Law of attraction.
$70.
You attract according to the vibration you're in. This thing we live in is a molecular structure. Your body is a massive energy. Do you know if you put your body in front of an infrared television camera in a completely dark room, your whole being would be nothing but a glistening, radiating, gleaming form?
I already said this on Twitch on Saturday, but that has absolutely nothing to do with energy. He is a goddamn idiot. If nothing else proves he's a fucking moron, it's that line right there.
Yep.
Because as we all know, there's no energy that's exuding from you like that. What he's talking about is the heat that comes out of your body. Because humans are endothermic, warm-blooded.
Oh, absolutely.
So we generate heat. That's what an infrared camera sees.
Yes, exactly.
But he's an idiot and doesn't understand that.
Sabrina's nailed it. Word salad. He's just throwing out big words, hoping people think that he's smarter than he is.
Because I bet you, go get a snake. Snakes are exothermic, cold-blooded. Put that in front of an infrared camera when it's cool. You're not going to see anything. You ain't going to see a glow.
I'm going to veto the snake idea because I happen to be incredibly scared of them. So let's not do the snake thing. You do it.
What about lizards then? Can we do lizards?
We can do lizards.
Okay, we can do lizards then. All right, so lizards then. Yeah, put a lizard, like a cooled down lizard, not a warm one, in front of an infrared camera. They ain't going to fucking radiate with energy.
You're right, they aren't. You're
Nope.
right.
So, yeah. He's a buffoon and does not know. Either he doesn't know what he's talking about or he knows exactly what he's doing and he's being malicious.
I honestly think this guy is malicious. He has malicious intent because it's just not working for me. It's not working. I just feel like he preys on people. He's a predator. And that in itself is just so hard to
Yeah.
Feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. When we don't feel good, we're in a negative vibration.
So if I'm sick now and I don't feel good, I'm going to just attract negative shit?
Oh, worse than that. If you're having a clinical depression episode, then you're also going to attract negative shit.
God. Oh my God. I hate this man. I think I might hate him with every fiber of my being, and I've never met him before. And that's hard for me to say, but damn.
Do you hate him more than Teal?
No, I hate him more. Based on that one clip that you showed me a long time ago, and that actually made me so sick to my stomach, I actually Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
You want to feel good? Move into a positive vibration. Stop and think of what you're.
Here's an
Wow,
idea.
thanks.
Wanna
I'm
feel
cured.
God damn, my depression's gone, my anxiety's gone, my PTSD is gone. Why didn't I think of this years ago? Jesus.
Yeah.
Grateful for. But understand
Oh.
this. You will never attract to you wealth, happiness, health until you get the paradigm and get you on that frequency. It's Bob Proctor, and thank you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Bob
Yeah,
Proctology.
you know what? And I have to draw Farron's comment right here. That's what we hear from in the chat is that you hear some therapists because they're religious based or Christian based or whatever you want to call it. You have to be receptive to God's love. No, I don't, because God doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're going to find an awful lot of parallels between the law of attraction and Christianity, especially Christian Science in particular.
Yes, Farron.
Because
yes.
Christian Science is pretty much the law of attraction, except replace the universe with God.
Yeah.
And to a lesser extent, there's also prosperity gospel that
My God.
Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland are fetishize them so much.
You know what? Joel Osteen can go sit on a freaking twig and rotate or something, because when I found out that he closed his church, which God is supposed to be about loving everyone and open to everyone and helping everyone, when he closed his fucking church to people during that flood and said, "You're not coming in and ruining my church," fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. It's not your church. It's supposed to be God's church. Would God want you to act that way? No. It's because you're a rich, spoiled bastard who gets rich on the tidings of people who can't really afford it, but they believe they should give 10% to the church, and that's what you're getting rich off of. I hate that.
Exactly.
I hate him.
And The Secret does the same thing. I think there's 5 fucking books about that Rhonda Byrne has pulled out of her ass, and they're all pretty much the same thing, except with different titles. There's The Secret, there's The Power, there's The Hero, there's a whole bunch of fucking worksheets, there's a DVD. It's a freaking machine.
Aunt Jer, I love you, because that's exactly what I should have said. He could sit on a cactus and rotate. That's what I should have said.
A very prickly cactus. Although I personally would use a very rusty curtain rod.
Ooh, with cactus spines.
That would work. That way that would completely decimate his anal canal, and he'd get tetanus.
There you go. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I am very brutal when it comes to these people.
Well, you should be, and you have every right to be, because when you're of the thinking that we share in our community and how open we are, because I don't care what people says, our community is one of the most loving, open, come in, we'll talk to you, do whatever. We're just an awesome community. And when people like that take advantage of people, that we could have people in our community that might be listening to the horse shit and maybe thinking different ways, but I can't stand it, because I would say the majority of us are all loving, and we just can't handle the way those people think, because they take advantage of people.
So wait, Sadie, you went to Joel Osteen's church. I find it really weird, because I've seen some of his content. I don't think there's even a cross on his stage. All I see on there is a big old globe. Like, you're supposed to be a Christian, and you don't have a big old cross on. You don't have any form of cross on the stage.
Yep.
That really says a lot about the kind of Christian you are, Joel.
I focused positively,
Oh,
and then I got a negative.
Well, we need to take some time to introduce this piece of shit first.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So this person that we're going to be introducing, her name is Melody Fletcher. Melody Fletcher calls herself an energy coach. Yeah, big law of attraction shill. This was from one of a video that she did back in 2014, where she tries to answer a question as to why the law of attraction didn't work for somebody. It's not going to be a fun answer.
All right, let's hear it.
So about her, she does not have any form of psychology training or anything like that. The most that I've known about her based off my research is that she used to be a blackjack dealer in Vegas.
All right.
And at one point, she said that she had a condo in Barcelona, which later turned out to just be a timeshare.
Oh, so God. What a bunch of
so this
horse
is what we're dealing with here.
No
You're going to find a lot of law of attraction shitheads are really good at lying.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put her on.
And then I got a negative result. What the hell, universe?
It's almost like the law of the universe doesn't give a shit what kind of thoughts you put into it, right?
Ooh, right? There's a thought.
Hey, this is Melody Fletcher with Deliberate Receiving, where the law of attraction finally makes some freaking sense. In all of January, I'm answering your questions on video. Yay! Awesome
Yay.
Jane asks,
So this is one of her shticks. So every person who writes to her, they're awesome, and then their first name.
Okay.
Awesome Deb.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Oh my God, BB. I come into
Hi,
LF
BB.
evil smirking and Deb looking horrified. Yes, I think we've been, that's what I've been doing mostly, is just traumatizing Deb.
Yep, for the last hour. Yep.
Yes.
fervent believer in following instinct over reasoning and using the power of intuition in decision making. I've been working a lot with this recently and took up regular meditation some months ago to tap into this inner wisdom. Way to go, Jane. Recently, I had a thorny issue to resolve and asked the universe to send me some help. A few hours later, I was tidying and came across a business card I was given a while ago. And in a flash of what felt like inspiration, cosmic light bulb, and divine guidance, I knew this guy could help me.
So, in other words, what this person is saying is that she did everything right, and the universe responded by allegedly giving her what she needed, but it's not going to be what she needed.
Okay.
Intuition, my gut, my whole being was going, yeah. Yeah, I love it when that happens. Anyway, turns out he's been nothing but trouble, giving me sleepless nights over the low quality of his work, and this was the worst decision I made this year. Really, Jane?
So this is what she's going to do. She's going to take this situation and she's going to put a weird, bizarre spin on it in a way that makes it sound like not only was the universe right in what it did, but that she was totally smart about the explanation.
Oh,
and she's going to be extremely condescending about it all the way through.
All right, let's hear it.
The worst? Was it really? I can't remember ever feeling so low. I fired him now, and the relief is immense. I happy danced all day after. So, did I do something wrong or read too much into coincidence? Why would the LOA want to send me on this detour? I'm sure you'll have a lively and amusing answer to this conundrum. All right. Way to put pressure on me, Jane.
Well, I mean, you are the fucking energy coach, Coach Melody.
That's
When
your job.
I think we have a right to a fucking answer from you, right?
Yes, agreed.
So out with it, Melody. What's going on?
Dear Awesome Jane. Okay, all that happened here is that you misinterpreted what happened.
Oh, yeah. So you do, and that's a big thing with the law of attraction, is you could do every fucking thing right, but then still things are wrong only because you just misinterpreted it.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay.
It's the second biggest cop out the law of attraction has. And she's going to also use the biggest cop out the law of attraction has, too.
I can't wait.
Nothing went wrong. Let me explain. You thought that the universe was just going to drop the solution right in your lap.
Well, yeah, bitch. She's claiming that she did everything right. She did all the manifesting. She did all the meditating.
She did everything
She practiced
you told her to do.
She did everything you told her to, and yet somehow she didn't get those results. And now you're just now you're just trying to come up with an excuse as to why it didn't work.
Oh, Jane. You see, you weren't a match.
God, the smarminess out of her. Oh, Jane. Condescending ass bitch.
Match to the solution just dropping in your lap. If you had, it would have just shown up. But the universe...
There you go. There it is. You just weren't a match to the solution.
Oh, fuck.
That's the ultimate fucking cop-out the law of attraction has. That you do everything right, but you still won't happen because you weren't a match to it.
Here's a thought, Jane. Maybe that business card that you found in your back pocket was simply a business card that you put in your back pocket to be thrown away because you knew it was no good in the first place. Cripes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's the beauty of it, is that everything is that you can interpret everything to be interpretable in a vague ass way.
Oh
You can
my
interpret
God.
anything in any way. And people like Melody and Teal take advantage of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's obvious already.
Can't defy your vibration. So if you're not a match to that solution, it cannot just give it to you. What it did instead was lead you there and show you what you were still holding on to that was blocking that manifestation from coming.
What a whole bunch of spin around, huh?
That nothing in that sentence made any sense to me whatsoever because
what she's saying is that instead she's actually almost kind of contradicting herself.
Yes,
so instead of
exactly.
saying that she was a match to the events that led to it, now she's saying the reason she manifested is because the universe wanted to show her why she wasn't a match or something like that.
For God's
So
sake.
she's spinning in a way that's going to make her contradict herself.
I'm pretty sure we could have figured that out without having to go through whatever heartache Jane had to go through with the man and his bad business practices. I mean, really, honestly, if my vibrations are so far off that it's not going to match what the universe wants me to have, wouldn't you feel different? Wouldn't you feel something different about the vibrations? Christ, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it just makes no fucking sense.
Now, I'm going to guess that whatever it was that you were manifesting had to do with setting boundaries or the...
And literally nothing that she has said led to boundaries. Where does she even get this stupid idea? Like,
I don't know.
do you have any idea? Because I've boggled my mind about it for 8 years.
I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. I mean, I don't even know where boundaries came from in her speech. I mean, okay,
No.
So you're trying to say that the woman should have learned to set boundaries? Again, I have
Like,
to fall
how
back
does that even apply to this situation?
Yeah, and I think I have to fall back on the fact that if this is a situation where law of attraction is teaching me something, well, then that vibration should have felt different. Your logic is completely flawed. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
I mean, really, she's just trying to put a spin on it to make her sound like that she's right and the person is totally wrong, despite literally following whatever fucking spew she set out of her ass to the letter.
Especially since she said at the beginning, oh, I love it when those kind of things happen. Oh, Christ. All right. This woman makes me want to drink.
Boundaries and your inability, unwillingness to do so. So this guy comes into your reality and he's a major douchebag to the point where he dances around on your last nerve till you finally lose it and fire him, and then whoosh, relief. The process that you had to go through in order to get to the point where you fired him, that was you releasing that resistance.
And what the hell does any of that have to do with the fact that she manifested such an awful situation in the first place?
Fuck me. She's annoying. She's condescending, first off, and I hate people who are condescending. And B, she's just fucking annoying. I can't even look at her face. She's so annoying. Oh my God. I want to throw darts at my computer. Stop. Oh, Lord.
At least she ain't Teal.
That's true. Teal just makes me want to slit my own wrists.
Now, for those of you who don't follow me on Twitch, when I do cover Teal, it gets to the point where she can get too triggering for some of the viewers. So I deploy something called an emergency kitten. The emergency kitten is a picture of a kitten that I found on Pixabay, so it's free for me to use. And
throw me a kitten, please, LF. Throw me a kitten.
What I do is I put the kitten in front of Teal Swan's face, so that we don't have to look at her, because for those of you who haven't watched one of Teal's videos, she employs a tactic where she just simply looks into the camera like this and just stares directly into it, as if she's just staring directly into your soul. Like, I don't know if you can put me up on the bigger screen like that.
I can't, but I'm sure Beck can.
Beck, would you mind doing that for me, please?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this.
Nope. You put yourself up on there.
I don't want that. I don't want myself up there. No.
That's almost as good.
Try it there.
I'll just do this then.
Okay.
Oh, nope. That's Melody's ugly face.
Yeah.
But okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and but like, she stares into you as if she looks as if you just like as if you just like ran over your dog or something like her dog or something like that, or she's about to have a really serious conversation with you about her finances.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
these people make me wanna
apparently
drink,
that's an NLP thing that they do,
Is
or
it?
a neuro-linguistic programming thing,
Mm,
where they teach you like how to
interesting.
manipulate your gestures and your nonverbals in a way to manipulate people. It's done a lot in sales, apparently. NLP is
Wow.
also woo, but you're still manipulating people.
Wow. That is craziness.
Yeah.
She's horrible. All right, let's see
Hang
the
on, we're not-
video.
And
You
getting
wanna
to the
see the-
point
you
where
wanna
you're
finish
much
up with
more
this one?
aligned
We're
with
not
your
quite done
desire.
yet.
Okay.
The universe brought you the help that you needed and the help that you could handle. The universe brought you the perfect help. It just didn't look exactly like you thought it would. Nothing went wrong. Rejoice in your growth, rejoice in your evolution, and keep focusing on what feels good. You'll get there. If you like this video and you want to see more of it, share.
We don't want to watch
We don't
any of
want
it,
to see any
Melody.
more of it. Fuck that. Rejoice in your learning, huh? My God. All right.
Yeah. So that is Melody Fletcher trying to put a spin on bullshit. And there's other law of attraction people that do exactly the same kind of shit.
Yeah, that's craziness. She is a joke. I don't like her at all. We could never see her face again, and I'd be okay with that.
I agree.
Well,
Now,
we
so
are
what do you want to see
actually-
next?
Let's
Or-
do the last one of Teal Swan because we are quickly.
Teal Swan will take. Well, I mean, I know you're on a bit of a timeline. Teal's
Yeah.
going to at least take us another 30 or 45 minutes to dissect this particular video.
Yeah, we are actually at about 15 minutes before we're gonna call it. So we can.
Teal's going to be your own episode at this rate.
Okay, so we'll have to do our. I would love to have you.
I
back
might
to
have
do that.
another quicker video that we can do though. So let me check really quickly. Let me put this in detail view. Let's see here. We
Well, I
could do how long is this? Yeah, we could do really quickly if you want some just regular bizarrity at all, we could do Bashar.
That's fine. Whatever you want to put up, we'll go.
So
over.
a little context about Bashar. Bashar is a entity that is channeled by a guy named Daryl Anka.
Oh God.
Daryl Anka, Daryl Anka says that Bashar is this alien that lives in a spaceship 6,000 miles above Sedona, Arizona.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
And apparently no technology can detect this motherfucker.
All righty.
And what he's going to do is he channels Bashar, because apparently only he can, and Bashar implies his wisdom on the entire world, or whoever the fuck pays to show up his ass. So I've got Bashar. Bashar is 6 minutes and 30 seconds long, so I think that should be more than enough for him.
Yeah.
And you're going to see the kind of crap that I deal with New Age bullshit. Without further ado, here is Bashar.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to take a gamble.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Look at what's being positioned here. He's got his eyes shut. He's got his hands linked like this in some sort of quasi-meditative stance. And he's in between these several crystals, actually, not just the two of them, to make it portray like he's some sort of like ancient New Age guru or some shit like
the
that.
lighting behind his head, giving him kind of like a halo effect.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
God,
like
I love how
guy
they set
already.
this shit up.
Jill? Would you go up to the board and remove number 6?
Yes, and that is a completely fake voice, by the way. That's something that he does. Daryl will come on before channeling Bashar, and he'll talk like a normal person. Then he'll shut his eyes, he'll do the hand thing, and then he'll suddenly talk like he's got a bug up his ass.
I'm sorry. I just read the thing that came across. Aunt Jer, I love you.
In an odd way, it might even make sense. A lot of New Agers fetishize the vagina for some reason.
They do.
Teal Swan used to love doing yoni paintings.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Do you know what a yoni painting is, Deb?
No, and I don't, because you said something about a vagina and Teal Swan, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. She can't, I'll put it to you this way. She can't do yoni paintings anymore because she had a hysterectomy.
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah. That's what a yoni painting is.
All right, enough of that noise.
It's red.
Read it out loud. Lottery. Who wants to win the lottery?
Oh, I think I definitely do. What about you, Deb?
Oh, for sure. Sign me up.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Here we go. Yeah, he's gonna totally explain how we should cheat the system. We're gonna cheat the system and win the lottery. All right. This will be fun, right?
Oh, yeah,
We'll see how many are telling the truth. Here's the simple point we are making with this idea. Thank you very much for your assistance.
He sounds like Lon Chaney's rendition of Dracula.
He sounds like an idiot.
That too. But look, this is what I was talking about. He's got this weird crystal throne thing, and then you pointed out the Halo thing. Like all of this is a fucking setup. So it's like because I guess in the New Age philosophy, crystals are used to focus energy and focus reality and frequencies and all of that stuff. Crystals have healing thoughts and all of that stuff. So that's where it all comes in here. Because apparently crystals have magic powers. Yeah. And it's sad that we didn't get to go through that yet, but I'm more than happy to do another round with you on crystal magic bullshit.
No, we will do this. We will do this.
Okay.
Many individuals on your planet, when they play such games as the lottery, in their mindset, more often than not, the majority of them will be thinking, I hope I pick the winning numbers.
As would logically make sense.
Hope I pick the winning numbers. I hope I pick the winning numbers. Here's the key. Remember that when you choose your numbers, whether by your own hand or you allow the machine to randomly choose for you, you are still choosing. But the key is not that you will pick the winning numbers. The key is you will pick numbers.
No.
No shit. I thought the lottery is based on the alphabet.
Yeah.
You will shift to a reality where those are the winning numbers. You will.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get rich. Literally. He's essentially going to argue that in order to win the lottery, you have to somehow transition yourself into a universe where you pick the winning numbers.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Yes.
That's about as mystical as that. Oh, my God. That's awful. That is awful.
Bend the reality to your numbers, not the other way around. The difference in the mindset is profound because when you go in saying,
yeah, just watching Bashar is a trip. I mean,
who buys this shit? Who listens to this shit? It's a man with his eyes closed with a little vagina, I guess, right there. And what?
I don't think
people can't really follow this guy, are they? Really?
Yep, they follow him. I wouldn't now. At Jared said he's amateurish at being a cult leader. I don't think being a cult leader is his intention. From what I've gathered, he tried to be an actor and that didn't work out. So maybe this is just his casual way of getting back at Hollywood because he is a Los Angeles person and just shilling people for money like that. I don't think he's in it for the. He's not in it for the cult. He's not like Teal Swan. He's in it for the cash. He's in it for the show.
Wow.
He's not in it to like gain a following or anything like that. He's not. Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe people actually pay this man.
Sadie says you always pause with his mouth open. Well, you know what? I don't know why, but I seem to have the best or worst luck depending on interpretation when it comes to pausing on people. I don't know if you see. I don't think you've seen any of the stuff I've done with Teal, but oh my God, I freeze frame on some of the weirdest freaking facial expressions. I took one of them, and I'll show you later. But it's like, I don't know.
Well, you're
You
showing
do.
their true selves, I guess, huh?
That could be in a way, but then we would just be using, I don't know, freeze frame divination or some shit like that on that.
Like that. Yeah.
That should be a thing. Maybe that should be something I could chill if I didn't have a conscience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to pick the winning numbers. I hope I pick the winning numbers. I wish to pick the winning numbers. You're talking about the winning numbers as if it's already decided what they will be.
I mean, in a technical sense, they are when they're picked. Jim Jones would be varsity level.
Yep.
Teal would be junior varsity level. This
varsity.
guy's on the farm team.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna agree.
I mean,
I'm gonna agree.
Yeah, I feel like I can't lose my swan virginity unless LF is there to watch. Well, you know what? Maybe I might go after Teal again in another month. I'm reevaluating my approach on dealing with her, but yeah, there will definitely be a point where I will cover Teal Swan in later on this month. Don't forget to drop the word quantum someplace. There's actually been a dearth of that word, but yes, they do use that as a fetish word.
Absolutely.
They have a lot of fetish words. I don't know what Bashar's is. Melody's is boundaries, because she's definitely used that word several times in several other of her other blogs and videos. Yes. And Teal's is resistance.
It is absolutely resistance. I've heard it every time. Oh God. Anyway.
Just all you have to do is just listen for and you'll hear certain words said over and over and over again by these people. Yeah. And those are going to be their fetish words. That's their go-to words. There's just so much resistance. You're just not checking your boundaries. You're just not focusing on the quantum. And I don't know what the fuck Bashar's is.
Yeah. But it's not. Nothing.
Oh yeah, and Bob Proctology's is, if you haven't figured it out yet, paradigm.
Yes, that was a given.
Yeah.
Nothing has been drawn. So when you choose numbers from your passion to play this game, the idea is to allow yourself to know that you can allow the reality to match your numbers, not your numbers to match the reality.
I also love that his accent is inconsistent.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what happened to his accent? That was
what happened to the voice of Dracula?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh.
We lost Lon Chaney. Apparently he channeled Lon Chaney for a few seconds, but then Bashar stepped on in and said, "No, this is my no way. This is my shtick, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to your own quantum universe."
That's hysterical.
The idea here also is to understand that when doing this,
there it is again.
Even though we understand on a physical level, in a physical mind level, many of you say you would like to win the lottery.
Oh, it's gone.
Many of you are really not as excited about it as you think. The idea is that that kind of game brings up within many of you many doubts, many beliefs, many definitions that allow you to process your relationship to the concept of wealth, your relationship to the concept of abundance. And
now we come right back to Bob Proctology and his bullshit.
Yes. Oh my God. This guy is probably the worst thing I've seen today. He's awful.
And probably will, because we won't be covering Teal tonight.
No, well, we'll get back to Teal the next time we get together. We'll have to schedule another.
Because you got to see Teal's take on autism.
Oh no, because you know what I do for a living. That's gonna drive me fucking nuts. Yeah. Okay.
It is still so far the only video that I have covered in my streaming that made me scream on stream.
Oh my God.
That's how bad it was.
Well, I guess I got something to look forward to.
How many of you use that opportunity? In that sense, anytime you play, as long as you allow yourself to use the outcome, whatever it is, to explore more thoroughly your relationship to the concept of wealth and abundance, then in that context, you have won.
Oh God, make him stop, please. Make him stop.
So what he's trying to say, to twist things into, is if you, instead of focusing on winning the money, you should focus on what you would do if you actually won the lottery.
Yes.
Which is actually a law of attraction thing. You're supposed to visualize what your life would be like if you did actually win the lottery. In fact, one of the first exercises LOA coaches give you is to try to manifest checks in the mail.
You know, that's scary as shit. That is so scary.
Yeah. And the worst thing is that they pander to survivorship bias.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And for survivorship bias, for those of you who don't know, there's a story that I can teach that comes with it. I don't know if I have the picture of it with me, but there was this story in one of the world wars where the US was trying to analyze, like, they're trying to research into planes, and they're trying to see where they should reinforce the armor of the planes so that their planes don't get shot down. So they analyzed all of the planes that had like bullet holes in them, and they found them in certain parts. And the Navy was all like, all right, so we got to reinforce these areas. But then there was a scientist that disagreed with that. He said that instead of focusing on all the places with bullet holes in them, that they should be focusing on the parts of the planes that don't have bullet holes in them. You want to know why, Deb?
I can't wait.
Because the ones with bullet holes in them are making it back. The ones that don't have the ones that had bullet holes, the ones with the bullet holes in the areas, the ones with the planes that didn't have bullet holes in those certain areas weren't coming back. In other words,
I think that might be a bit flawed.
What do you mean?
Well, you just said the ones with the bullet holes are going to make it back, but the ones without the bullet holes aren't going to make it back?
Well, the ones that aren't, essentially the planes that were taking bullet holes, that they were taking bullets in certain parts of the planes weren't coming back. And the planes that did come back that didn't have bullet holes in those areas, it was because they didn't get taken out in those areas. Like, for example, planes that didn't take damage to the propellers or the cockpits, they came back, but the ones that did not come back. That's what I'm trying to get at. Sorry if I was being confusing, but
okay.
So what this applies here is that the law of attraction and its shills like to spew all of the people that work for it that say it works, and they conveniently ignore or try to dismiss or even like block out all the people that it didn't work for.
Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, now I'm understanding where it's going from.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. That was my goof up.
It's okay.
Yeah, focus on the area without bullet holes because the ones that had damage to those areas didn't come back. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Mage Grey Wolf, for explaining it a lot better than my stupid ass did.
So we're gonna have to start wrapping it up, LF. I think we got like 3 minutes left.
I think we've got the gist of the kind of person Bashar is, so we can go ahead and stop.
So what I was going to say, y'all, just remember, this is a very interesting show. I like this. I want to do this again with you, LF, because I have such a problem with people taking advantage of other people. And the way that these guys are putting it out, like a cult, it almost feels like a cult or a cult-like thing. Not so much the last guy. He was kind of I don't even know what he was.
Bashar is just Bashar.
Yeah. So
he would essentially be stooled if he wasn't trying to make money off of it.
Well, I think it actually Stool might actually be lurking somewhere in our chat because I saw something. I've heard him talk about something about the doorknobs. I don't know if that's him or not, but I thought it might be from the way some of the comments were coming across. But so as always, y'all, we have an after party coming up. As Beck just put into the comments, please come over, spend some time with us. Let's relax, enjoy each other, because I think we all need to do some heavy drinking after listening to the bullshit that's been going on here that we've been trying to take apart for the last hour and a half. As always, LF, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come onto my show and start debunking some more stuff. And hopefully we can do this again. I would really like to do this again so we can take
absolutely. And if you had the stomach to get through everything that I went through, I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 to 8 o'clock Pacific. So I've got plenty more where that came from.
Absolutely. Check out LF's stream. It's actually a really good stream. He does a really good job at debunking these people and putting this perspective where it belongs, which is in reality, because their stuff is not based in reality. Sabrina, after party, he just posted it up on in the chat, I believe. But yeah, so as always, you guys remember to take care of yourselves, be kind to yourself, and I love y'all very much. And remember, you are perfect just the way you